Is there a difference between being a cloud native and a cloud immigrant? That's the question we're going to answer today, and I've got the perfect guest to answer it. I'm sitting next to Tiago Paiva, the CEO of Talkdesk. Thank you very much for spending the time with us to drop some knowledge on our audience.
Thanks for having me.
Now, there is this very real native versus immigrant status. Those companies that have created a product, possibly a call center, and then moved it into a cloud versus those companies that have started fresh. Of course, Talkdesk has started fresh. You've created your application from the ground up to be in the cloud, to live in the cloud, to serve from the cloud. What are the advantages of being a cloud native?
That's a very good question. So the big advantages of being cloud native is that you can scale almost with no constraints. So you can scale over as many servers as you need or worldwide. So from day one, we've been working with 50 plus countries, and it works the same no matter if you are in the Philippines, if you are in the US, if you are in Europe. So being cloud native allows you to just scale, move faster, develop more functionality. And from a customer perspective, things just work flawlessly, like no matter where you go. So a combination of cloud native and microservice architecture is what you are looking for your contact center software.
Right, and I imagine that if you're a cloud native, you are far more used to a rapid revisioning than if you're a traditional vendor who has come into the cloud. I mean, their cycles tend to be measured in months and years, not days and weeks.
Correct. So being cloud native allows us to move very fast. So every couple of weeks, we have something that's being released, and we can release bug fixes, we can release new functionality, we can release big functionality, small functionality, and all in a very quick pace, fast pace.
Right. Now, I love your passion for this, and that passion translated into a new product launch that you had here at Enterprise Connect. Can you tell me a little bit about the, the Enterprise Contact Center platform?
Absolutely. So when we started Talkdesk 6.5 years ago, we started building the platform in the cloud. So the platform is cloud native, like we discussed, and what we've been doing in the last year is just making it better for enterprise customers. Our focus being enterprise customers right now, we had to go through all the security certifications. So SOC 2 Type 2, PCI compliant, GDPR in Europe is a big thing now, IPA compliant. So at Enterprise Connect, that's what we are launching, is the same microservice architecture, but just more robust with all the security certifications. So from an enterprise customer perspective, they can rely on us, like I said, in any country in the world.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because this idea of you being cloud native and this idea of you going through all the certification processes to make sure that your communications are secure, this is actually a non-trivial point today. Because one of the best ways to break your product is to bring it into the cloud, but then not account for the way authentication is different. When you do security, how do you bake it into your DNA? How do you consider security as you move everything into the cloud?
So security has been a big topic in the cloud. So a few years ago, few companies believed that you could have a secure platform in the cloud. However, with the technology we have now, because you have a central source code, you can actually go through all the security certifications, and you need to work with partners like Amazon, like Google, that also have those certifications. So it's a combination of you following the things you need on your code base, on your infrastructure, and at the same point you are leveraging the AWS and the Google Cloud. So everyone together, that's what allows the cloud to be safe and secure, etc.
Yeah. And again, not to hammer the difference between the natives and the immigrants, but for a cloud native, that sort of transparency is natural. That's how you grew up. That's how you created the product. You understand your customers want to see what you're doing to protect their data, and that's what you're doing.
Correct. Being cloud native allows us to do this much easier than if we were cloud immigrants, like you said. If you are moving your on-prem to the cloud, like many companies do, it's a lot more difficult to scale, a lot more difficult to go through the security things you need to go through. So being cloud native makes this 10 times easier.
Let's move on a little bit to some of the more practicals. Let's talk about Talkdesk in the channel. Let's talk about Talkdesk and the experience of customers. What is your philosophy on providing that experience and providing the tools to the customers to sort of custom fit Talkdesk into whatever vertical they might be working?
So our idea since day one is to a customer should use a channel that best fits their needs, no matter if it's chat or SMS or email. And our philosophy is customers, our customer wants to use the best of breed on each one of these softwares. So if you use chat, you want the best chat software. If you use email, you want the best email software. So what Talkdesk is a platform, a very strong platform with a very strong routing and reporting system that works for any channel. But then we work with partners like Zendesk, Salesforce, and others to make sure we take advantage of what they've been building for the last 10, 15, 20 years. So what we try to do is this integration between 2 or 3 companies to be so flawlessly that for the customer seems like it's only one application, but you are taking advantage of the best email service, the best chat service, the best voice service. And like I said, we've been doing this for 6 years, and customers just love it because they like Salesforce for a few things, Talkdesk for others, Zendesk for others, and there's 50 others. So we work very well with all of them. So that's our philosophy in terms of working with partners and the different channels.
One last question, and this is sort of a strategy question. Every vendor thinks that their product is for every customer, but who are the low-hanging fruit? Who are those vendors out there who are a perfect fit for Talkdesk? Who are the ones who will benefit the most by deploying with you?
Correct. So our focus is if you have 50 to 1,000 seats, that's really where we play very well. Because if you are in this world, you want something that you can self-admin, you want something that you can manage through any remote location. If you have agents working from home, you want something that can scale to anywhere they are. So we work with many companies, some small, some very big. But if you are in these 50 to 1,000 seats where you need to move fast, you need new technology, and you are willing to try a few new things, Talkdesk is a perfect fit for you.
Fantastic. We have been speaking with Tiago Paiva, the CEO of Talkdesk. I want to thank you very much for your time, for coming by to share your knowledge with our audience. If you could please tell them where they can find you, where they can find Talkdesk, where they can find more about deploying in the cloud.
Absolutely. So Talkdesk, you can find more about Talkdesk on talkdesk.com, and what we provide is a contact center software born in the cloud. We call it the second generation contact center software. And talkdesk.com, you can get all the information and everything we discussed here and more.
Tiago, thank you again. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching. Don't forget that you can find out more from Enterprise Connect 2018 by clicking any of the videos all around your browser right now. I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the Digital Jesuit. Stay tabbed.